I'm going to be comparing the book version of Percy Jackson and the Olympians and the movie version. This is the first book. This is The Lightning Thief. And here we go. The author of this book is Rick Riordan. The genre is young adult literature and fantasy. There are multiple settings throughout the book, but the main ones are New York and New York City specifically, and Camp Half-Blood. And this book was published in 2005. The main characters are Percy Jackson, Annabeth Chase, Grover Underwood, Chiron, Luke Castellan, and multiple Greek gods and goddesses. There are multiple other characters too, but these are the main ones. So this is a little description about Percy Jackson. He's a good kid, but he has a lot of problems, and when a monster tries to kill him at school, his mom realizes that he needs to figure out who he is. And so he goes to Camp Half-Blood and finds out that he's the son of Poseidon, the sea god. The movie did a very good job of finding an actor to play Percy that fit the description in the book, and Logan Lerman does a perfect job of it. The movie also does a really good job of portraying Camp Half-Blood. There are some slight differences, but that is bound to happen in a movie adaptation. There's a scene in both the movie and the book where Annabeth, Grover, and Percy are in the Lotus Casino and Hotel, and this is really the only scene in the movie that they portray correctly, like 100%. It's pretty spot on. One of the main differences between the book and the movie is the age of the characters. In the book, Percy and Annabeth are 12, but in the movie they are in their late teens, and that just causes a lot of difficulties with how their characters act and how they are portrayed in the movie. There's another big contrast in the movie and book. In the movie, they make a big deal of finding these pearls, and that's a lot of the plot. But in the book, this is just a short scene in one of the chapters, so it's a little frustrating. Ares, the god of war, is also missing from the movie. He's a big character in the book, and because he's not a part of the movie, there's a lot of significant scenes that are missing from the movie. Another big difference is in the movie, Percy doesn't get claimed by Poseidon. This is a big scene in the book. It's leading up to, the chapters leading up to it are just suspenseful. You're trying to figure out who this kid belongs to, and it's really sad that it's not a part of the movie. Another major difference between the movie and the book is Clarisse, the daughter of Ares, is not in the movie. She is a big character. She bullies Percy and really contributes to his character development. So it's kind of sad that she's not a part of the movie. Another big difference between the book and the movie, they play, at Camp Half-Blood, they play Capture the Flag. And in the book, Percy is on the same team as Annabelle, but in the movie, they're on separate teams. And that's really weird because that's really the start of their friendship in the book. As I mentioned before, Percy and Annabeth really become friends. They have a bit of a rivalry because Poseidon and Athena, their parents, have a rivalry. But in the movie, they're portrayed more romantically, and that really doesn't happen until later in the series. So it's kind of weird and premature that that happens in the first movie. There's a big scene in both the book and movie between Luke and Percy while they're fighting. Luke is the bad guy in this instant, and the scenes in the book and the movie are completely different, and that really affects how they set up the next book and the next movie. So that's kind of an interesting.
Created using Powtoon.